The first teaser trailer for Doctor Who Series 11 has finally been released, and it comes 364 days after Jodie Whittaker was announced as the Doctor during the Wimbledon final last year. And the parallels don't stop there, actually. Funnily enough, incidentally, I was in the same location for both the Jodie reveal and this one. I watched both videos in the same place, but I won't bore you with the details of that now. It's not relevant, it's not very interesting. But also we were notified of both a couple of days before an announcement of an announcement, as it were, and they obviously both came during a big sporting event, Wimbledon, and then the World Cup. So what did I make of this trailer? Well, it was short, but it was sweet. When it was announced the other day, about 2 days ago I think, that we were getting a trailer, I think lots of fans, and myself included here, thought we were getting a trailer featuring actual footage from the series. That was the first initial reaction, I think. And then what we ended up getting was a specially shot trailer featuring specially shot footage. So in the vein of the thing they did for Series 1 way back in 2005 with the Ninth Doctor running down a corridor pursued by a flame ball thing, or the one they did in 2010, the Down the Rabbit Hole one, or even the one from last year, Series 10, Time for Heroes. That's the kind of thing we've got in this teaser trailer. Now, to be fair, there were some people on Twitter, some kind of high-up people with inside knowledge, basically saying that this would be the case. It was a specially shot trailer, not a trailer featuring footage. Having said that, perhaps the little short clip that was announced to announce this trailer could have specified that this wasn't actually going to be a trailer with proper footage in. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. The video itself that announced this trailer wasn't great. It had no sound, and it didn't actually, in the video itself, announce that it would be on Sunday during the World Cup at 4 or 5 o'clock or whatever. But moving on to the trailer itself, that's what you're here for, the actual content of the new trailer. And I think I've got the gist of what it's about, what's going on. At first glance, it is very brief, very simple, a brief introduction to the Doctor's new companions, with the Doctor herself appearing at the end. And there's that electric lightning style effect that signals a sort of freezing of time, which allows us to kind of pause on each character and dwell on them and get a good look at, each of these new companions, characters, friends of the Doctor before moving on to the next one. On subsequent rewatches, I have picked up further little Easter eggs and details and bits of analysis, interpretation. So firstly, there's a football commentary running in the background throughout this trailer, and that's the kind of one constant throughout the trailer. It's the one thing that links all the new companions, so it creates a link between each of these disparate sections, really, and the locations that they're in, because you've got the football commentary playing on Ryan's phone, then on Yasmin's television, and then on the TV screen behind Graham in the fish and chip shop. And this, I'd have thought, is quite obviously a nod to the fact that this trailer, is first broadcast during a football match, and it was perhaps designed with that in mind, I suppose. And I guess, it's meant to lure football viewers to watch Doctor Who by drawing a comparison between the two fandoms, the two hobbies. But beyond that, some people have theorised that the actual dialogue in the commentary is significant. If you listen carefully, you can make it out. I don't know who is saying it. I don't know if it's archive footage or specially recorded for the purpose of this trailer. But the dialogue goes, they've got the making of a really strong team. They've got great energy. They've got great flair. And that's what people are talking about. I'm really excited to see what happens. Now, at face value, this alludes to the football team, the football match. But also, some people suggested that this could allude to the team of the Doctor and her new friends, the Series 11 TARDIS team. And the bit about that's what people are talking about, maybe that's to do with the buzz around this series and the hopeful buzz that there's going to be in the general public about Doctor Who again. Personally, yeah, I can get behind that. I think, if it is just a coincidence, then it's an extremely coincidental coincidence, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think they'd have picked that dialogue without realising, or without doing it on purpose, basically. So I think that is a legitimate piece of analysis. I do agree with the people that have said that. Another more obscure connection, though still obvious, between these three sections, the three companions, the three locations, is that all three characters are eating food. And putting this nicely, it's quite basic, cheap-looking fast food. You know, you've got a fry-up English breakfast for Ryan, takeaway pizza for Yasmin, and takeaway fish and chips for Graham, or he's about to order them. We don't actually see him eating them like with the others. I don't think this is a point about Doctor Who and food, and that there's going to be a lot of food in Series 11, but I do think it's meant to tap in to the mundane, everyday, day-to-day life, you know, and to highlight how normal and therefore relatable these new characters are, especially to new viewers and the general public. And you know, that's the thing about fast food, I suppose, that it's accessible to everyone and that everybody has it and it's experienced it. And yeah, I think they're kind of trying to tap into a wide demographic here, as I say, making the show more accessible again. You've got very ordinary people eating their fry-ups and their takeaway food, and there's a theme throughout the trailer of kind of mundane day-to-day life, and there's contrasts drawn between these people, you know, the three companions basically, and the mundane settings they find themselves in, and the mundane food they're eating, and then the Doctor, who magically flits in and out of each location. We just get a little glimpse of her at each point, and each time her arrival is heralded by this mysterious lightning effect. And like a kind of magician almost, I think, she makes a small difference to each place she finds herself. She kind of performs a little act of magic, a little trick or prank. So she takes one of Ryan's bread soldiers and dips it in egg, before presumably taking it away and eating it. She fills Yasmin's empty pizza box with a full, fresh pizza, and she swaps Graham's frankly quite boring looking newspaper for a much more exciting copy of the Beano. It's actually the Beano Summer Special 1981, which is incidentally the same issue read by the 11th Doctor in The Rings of Akaten. Again, definitely something that's been put in there as a little Easter egg. It's not a coincidence, no. That is a deliberate little Easter egg there, I think. And indeed, the Doctor and the lightning are the only sci-fi elements in this trailer, if you step back and think about it. And even they only appear momentarily. The focus of this trailer is very much on these three new companions, because they're our way into the show, or rather the way into the show for new viewers, for this new audience, the wider audience that I think Chibnall and the team are trying to tap into. And, you know, you could be forgiven for thinking that this is a trailer for a completely different show, one that's Earth-based, dare I say it, a kind of soap, or at least, you know, a different type of drama, basically, not a sci-fi drama, which in a way isn't a bad thing, necessarily, not necessarily a good thing either, but I think, you know, I think a lot of people would say that's what the show needs now, to go back to kind of more Earth-based roots with relatable characters and people that the general public can kind of get behind. So what's we to make of the Doctor's antics? Well, to me, each incident represents the difference that the Doctor makes to everyone she meets, and thus the difference that she will make to each of these new characters as they kind of go on that journey from the mundane, ordinary, everyday life into the world of the Doctor, of space, time, the TARDIS, all the rest of it. She does a different thing each time, which perhaps highlights the different aspects of her personality. There's the very mischievous stealing of Ryan's bread soldier, for instance, to start with, which is kind of a little prank, a little trick maybe, or, I don't know, it's like Capaldi in Listen, when he steals the cup of coffee. It's that kind of thing, I suppose. Very mischievous. And then the fulfilling of Yasmin's hunger, if we're looking into it in a deep way, when she gives Yasmin the pizza, which that's a kind of more nice kind of trick. And then again, she plays a prank on Graham, which, you know, I don't know what that's meant to represent. Is it meant to be him having a fresh perspective of life, you know, reading the Beano instead of the newspaper? I guess the newspaper's very ordinary again, mundane, boring, and the Beano is more fun, and I don't know. I guess it's just different, and that basically with all these characters, all these changes, are little bits of the Doctor's personality and little little aspects of how they're going to be changed after they've gone travelling with the Doctor, I suppose. That's what it's all about. It's about the journey they're going to go on, as I say, from this very mundane life into the world of the Doctor. And this thing about the Doctor kind of fixing things for these characters or playing pranks on them or whatever, it reminds me of the tagline that's attached to this trailer, and possibly as well to the whole of the new series, I suppose. The universe is calling. It's as if the Doctor is needed, as if she's wanted or being summoned by the universe in order to make a difference. And the difference she makes in this trailer is very clear to each of the three companions. Whether that be by playing pranks or doing kind of magic tricks, or simply by saving the day. And, you know, the Doctor does, of course, appear at the end in full with her face. And it's only occurred to me recently, actually, this is the first time we've seen her in the costume in a bit of video footage. That hadn't occurred to me before. Because we've had her in the hoodie, you know, for the reveal clip. And then in Capaldi's clothes at the end of Twice Upon a Time. This is the first time we've seen Jodie Whittaker, arguably, in her own clothes as the Doctor, as her own incarnation, I suppose. But yeah, she appears at the end as an almost kind of ghostly-like apparition or figure, gradually fading into this world. And again, you know, I think that links to the tagline. The universe is calling, and the Doctor has responded. The Doctor is coming. She's coming home. But yep, football jokes. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, that's about it really for this little analysis, interpretation of this teaser. I hope you've enjoyed it. One other thing that I'd just like to say is the music in this little clip. If it's by our new composer, I don't know how to say his name, I think it's probably Segun Akinola, although I've probably said that wrong. If it is his, I'm really excited to see how he scores the actual episodes, you know, because the music for this trailer is pretty damn good. If not, you know, if it's not him, I still loved it anyway. It was brilliant. But I was just wondering if it was his work, and if that'll give us a little bit of a clue into what kind of music he'll be doing. And the second and last thing I'd like to say is that I believe there's more stuff coming at San Diego Comic-Con later this week. So expect to see another little Series 11 video, and indeed more of them. You know, they're going to be getting more regular from now on over the next kind of 3 months. So I'll be doing videos about anything that's significant that comes out, like another trailer or significant promotional pictures, press releases, announcements, anything like that. So I guess all that's left to say is, what did you think of this teaser trailer? Did you find it disappointing or fulfilling or something completely different? Whatever you think, put your thoughts in the comments below. As well, if you interpreted it in any way, if you've noticed anything that I've not noticed or anything different, or if you think that anything that I've said is wrong or right or whatever else, just put it in the comments below and we'll have a debate about it. So thank you so much for watching this little Doctor Who Series 11 themed video, and I will see you soon for some more Series 11 themed content. Goodbye for now, guys.